It's 2025 and New Year, new me. I think this video will come out a little bit too late, maybe 2 weeks in 2025, but I think it's still a good time for us to talk about resolution. I will talk about my resolution for this year and I will reflect on what I planned for last year, whether I achieved it or not. So let's just get into it. Last year, if I remember correctly, I made 3 points, 3 resolutions. The first one is to achieve B2 level of Spanish. The second one is to learn Finnish. And the third one is to get 1,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Because I started this YouTube channel a year ago, around this time. And out of these 3 resolutions, let's say Spanish, I did a video that I tried the A1 level. Whether I have B2 level now, I don't think so. The second resolution, Finnish, I guess I learned Finnish for a few weeks and then I also did a few days on Duolingo, but more than that, I didn't do much. And the third resolution, the subscriber count for this YouTube channel, as you can see, I'm lagging behind. But this year, I am going to do the same resolutions, maybe without the Finnish one. So I will just do the B2 level of Spanish and also 1,000 subscribers. Those are my 2 goals for this year. And I will break down a few more concrete steps to achieve those goals. So when making resolutions, I guess you guys know about the SMART acronym. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I guess my resolutions that I made last year, they are kinda smart already, but they are maybe not really achievable. It's not realistic. So I will make some adjustment so that I can achieve them this year. My tricks for this year are, the first one is to do daily habit. I guess it's pretty basic, but I am really trying to do a few minutes a day to achieve my goal. So the easiest thing that I can do is, for example, to do Duolingo of Spanish every single day. Even though it's only 10 or 15 minutes, I think it really helps me to memorize new stuff, to get used to some new vocabularies or some new grammar points. I also have this book right here. It's also about daily Spanish, so 365 days. So every day I have something to read and some exercise to do. I'm trying to do this also every day, just a few minutes every day. And I think I'm going to try to revive my Busu as well. The problem with Busu is that there's actually not enough exercise there. So I got to a pretty high level too early, so that now I'm basically just doing stuff without really understanding the thing that I was learning. So I stopped doing that because it became too complicated for me. But now, as I have learned more stuff in Spanish, I think I can do half Duolingo and half Busu. Because Duolingo, it's really slow there, but you really do a lot of repetitions. And in Busu, there's not enough exercise, but the grammar points advance much faster. So I think I need to find a balance between the two. And also to improve my writing, I am actually using the journal app on iPhone. So there you can write diary and I can just write anything that I did on one day. I can also put a photo or put a podcast episode that I was listening to on that day. And or just a simple passage, paragraph or 2 paragraphs of me just writing about my day. I also try to do that daily. And whenever possible, I also try to listen to some podcasts in Spanish. On my other videos, I usually talk about immersion, how important it is to immerse yourself in the language. I had the experience of immersing myself when I was learning French and German, because at that time I lived in France, in Paris, And also now I live in Germany. So it was really easy for me to immerse myself. I also mentioned that if you don't live in the country where your target language is spoken, you have to create an artificial immersion. You have to put yourself in those conditions. Now that I am learning Spanish, it's actually not really easy to put yourself in that condition. So now I'm experiencing the difficulty myself. It's not really easy because every day I speak German. At home, when I'm watching YouTube or anything, I usually watch in English. Or when I watch Korean drama, I watch it in Korean with English subtitles. So I don't really consume Spanish media, which is really bad. So what I'm trying to do now is that I actually love to watch Pokemon content. I love watching Pokemon Unite. I usually watch some contents about this game in English. So now I'm trying to find Spanish players so that I can watch the same thing, but now in Spanish. I also tried to watch more Spanish series. I actually binge watched some series. I'm not proud of how fast I watch some series, but yeah, I'm trying to incorporate more Spanish series on my watch list. And also, whenever I watch Korean drama, now instead of using English subtitle, I use Spanish subtitle as well. It makes it harder to understand, but I guess it's the price to pay to really create this artificial immersion. So I have plans to cover the vocabulary, grammar, and also listening and writing. The last point about language learning is, of course, speaking. So luckily, I have a Spanish friend at work, and she's actually interested in learning French. So she proposed a tandem language learning. So, for example, 30 minutes of us only speaking Spanish and 30 minutes of us only speaking French. So, from that, I will be able also to practice my speaking. I am actually planning to take some Spanish classes, maybe with Lingoda again. I personally think taking classes too early, I mean, for like A1 level or A2 level, is maybe a waste of money, most of all, because the level is still too basic. You can always find everything that you need online about grammar stuff, basic hello, how are you, and stuff like that. It's too easy. You can just learn it by yourself. But after a certain point, for example, on B1 level or B2 level, you really need to talk to native speakers, or I mean, just anyone who can speak your target language, so that you can also practice speaking and so that your speaking is not like rigid, and you can also incorporate some slangs into your speaking, which is really important. So that is also my plan, to do more speaking also by taking some classes. So I have plans to cover all aspects of language learning in Spanish. Now, what is really important is also to track my progress. What I did last year is I just put an end goal. I wanted to achieve B2 by the end of 2024, which is a pretty large amount of time, 1 year. So this year I want to track my progress with shorter time step. Instead of just a 1 year progress, I want to make at least 3 monthly progress. So I want to, for example, by the end of January, I want to try to take A2 Spanish exam to check whether I can pass the A2 exam. I hope I can. I will also post a video about that. And then maybe by the end of June, I want to take a B1 exam. And if I pass that, I will take also the B2 exam by the end of this year. So on the 3 months progress, so by the end of March, I will also try to do some tests or just to track my progress, how far I am in learning Spanish. Can I understand already much better? Yeah, whether I am on track to take the exam. We will do that in 3 months progress and also on the 9th month progress. So I can track my progress better. And I would say what's also really important is to not punish yourself too much. For example, about streaks on Duolingo or writing diary and stuff. Usually I was also very obsessed with streaks. For example, when I lose my streaks on Duolingo, everything starts from zero again. I lost my motivation and then I abandoned everything completely, which is also not good. So now instead of punishing myself like that, I will just say that it's okay if I miss a day or two, as long as I keep reminding myself, okay, you didn't do what you have to do yesterday. Now let's try to do something. It's okay to start everything from zero again. Streaks don't matter. The most important thing is just to keep on going. Talking about the second resolution about this YouTube channel, I think it actually goes hand in hand with my Spanish learning. I know that last year I didn't upload as regularly as I wanted to. I wanted to post one video per week, but in the end, I took longer breaks without uploading anything. And actually, when I don't work on my videos, most of the time I also don't work on my language learning, which is really bad. So I think whenever I try to upload more videos on YouTube, it also motivates me to also work on myself, because this YouTube channel is about language learning. So it kind of forces me to also work on myself to be better in languages. And yeah, so I guess I will also really try to upload one video per week. And with that, I think it will help me also to monitor my language learning. I will try to also maybe do some live streaming, learning Spanish. I have actually planned some stuff about that. I wanted to make a fun learning live stream. So yeah, maybe you can look forward to those live streams. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So I guess that's it, my resolutions for this year about language learning and about this YouTube channel. I have to stop learning Finnish for now because honestly, it's not realistic. Learning two languages at once is really not easy, at least for me. Even though these two languages are far apart, I can't just do two stuffs at the same time. So it's better for me to just focus on one, and maybe later on, I don't know, maybe next year or in 2 years, I can learn Finnish again. But for this year, I will just focus on Spanish and on this YouTube channel. I guess that's all. Now it's your turn to tell me about your resolutions for this year. What are your resolutions about language learning, or maybe any resolution? You can write them in the comment section below. And also, if you want me to cover any topic about language learning or about life here in Germany, you can also write them down in the comment section below. I will see you guys in the next video, or maybe in the next live streams. See you!